Urban Meyer is back with some comments.
Herbs.
Yeah. Well, he's, of course, of Ohio State fame.
Well, Florida. Two national titles at Florida State, one at Ohio State. So
I know, but the for the sake of this story,
he's from.
It needs to be noted that he is from Ohio State.
Yes.
And he says Jim Harbaugh has gotten off relatively light from the NCAA regarding the sign stealing scandal.
God, really, Herbs?
And he is suggesting that the NFL should punish Jim Harbaugh.
I love it.
He said on his podcast, okay, so let me just read this to you. It's from CBS. Meyer, who has been rather vocal regarding his feelings on the Michigan NCAA situation, recently questioned whether the NFL should punish Harbaugh, who is going into his second season as the Chargers coach. Meyer said on his podcast, there will be an asterisk there, while referring to Michigan's national championship. There's an elephant in the room here, boys, though, and that's no one's talking about it. When Jim Tressel was fired at Ohio State and he was given a suspension, Roger Goodell, commissioner of the NFL, came out and said that we're going to honor that suspension. And you remember he went to the Colts to work in the replay room or something. The Colts, because of the respect they had for the NCAA and the suspension, you realize they suspended Jim Tressel so he was unable to perform his duties for the first 6 games of the year of the Colts. Any chance Roger Goodell and the NFL do something similar? Of course not. And I don't know why.
Herbs, you had a guy on your national title team that shot someone and you covered it up. Come on.
I didn't know that about Tressel, though.
I didn't know that either.
The NFL punished Jim Tressel?
Did they?
For his NCAA wrongdoing?
Well, but he was like working as like some sort of analyst. I don't know. They didn't punish Pete Carroll. Pete left. They didn't punish Chip Kelly. Like, if the Tressel thing is true, and maybe I don't know, maybe we're splitting hairs, but as far as I know, I can't think of a single college coach that had a show cause penalty, and there's been plenty of them that go to the NFL that has ever been an issue with the NFL. Ever. They have nothing to do. In fact, if you tried to, I'm guessing that you would get your ass sued so fast. That's not part of a collective bargaining agreement. Like, I mean, that's almost seems insane that you could do that, especially to someone like Jim Harbaugh. But maybe I'm wrong in this. I can't recall a single time that this has been a thing, nor would it pass muster. I would assume with any sort of agreement. But
you want what AI says about it?
Yeah.
Yes, the NFL can punish Jim Harbaugh. Sources indicate in the past, the NFL would not be a safe harbor for him from potential NCAA discipline, but as of now, the league has not announced any sanctions, and he is not expected to face NFL discipline.
How could they? Under what?
I don't know. That's weird.
I mean,
and by the way,
is that a conduct thing? Like you get caught with a DUI, they can punish? Like,
try that with Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, see what happens.
Just try it. Did that guy? If there's one guy that wouldn't take that,
no.
And I mean, he may have to.
Cocked, ready to rock.
I'm just saying, like that would be a complete S show.
Yeah, that's a strange thing. But apparently, Urban Meyer is butthurt.
He's so butthurt.
What an odd thing.
Well, that goes back to the Ohio State Michigan thing.
But can I?
Isn't he sucking up to Ohio State fan there?
I would assume.
Bit?
But you left 2 programs in disgrace, and you got to go to the NFL. I mean, that's weird. That's so
he
weird.
said this one. He's talking about the sign stealing scandal. He said this will go down in the history books. This is something in my lifetime I have never seen this. The NCAA is no longer an enforcement entity. It just doesn't exist.
What? No longer. They haven't been.
Yeah, well, he's right about that. But I think he's just, I mean, you could even take the Ohio State thing out of it. You could make the case that it is pretty egregious what Michigan got away with.
Yeah.
And yet we don't really talk about it. We don't really seem to care much.
Well, but can I ask, like, Urban Meyer was suspended at Ohio State. Like, the whole Zach Smith thing. Urban Meyer was suspended and kind of left Ohio State in a bit of a disgrace and all that. And
I know. I'm just saying what it is, but I can see where somebody gets to the point where they find it baffling that nothing really has happened to Michigan based on what they did.
Sure,
that's what he's saying.
Yeah,
and I see that line of thinking.
And I have brought this up. If you look at, I think I liked a tweet that had this. Let me go back and check. And look, I am not a conspiracy theory guy, and I think this may be one of those things that just ends up being kind of a coincidence, But if you look at Jim Harbaugh before the sign stealing stuff and you look at him after, it is.
He's way better.
It is significant.
Well,
now,
I think that's what Urban's saying.
and you could say that, you know, that you can get better and obviously he evolved and grew the program, but it is alarming when you look at pre and post. Before Connor Stallions got there, he was 0-11 as an underdog. He was 1-4 in bowl games. He was 0-5 against Ohio State. He was 11-16 versus top 25 teams. Had never won a division title. Had never won a Big Ten title. And then Stallions showed up and he started beating Ohio State. And you know they went to the college football playoff. And then the next year they won the college football championship. I mean, it is.
Why is this not a bigger thing then? Is it because we just have fatigue over all this?
I think we have fatigue, and there's no real way to. It's like the Belichick Spygate stuff. We know it was an advantage. To what extent, it's impossible to know. And when they did get caught, and they had to stop doing it, they still won. Jim Harbaugh got suspended. They still beat Ohio State. Jim Harbaugh came back in the college football playoff when none of this stuff was going on, and they still beat Alabama, and then they beat the brakes off of Washington, physically beat them up. I mean, so to some extent, like they proved it. Now, would they have gotten there without this? Does Harbaugh get fired without doing it? Because it's certainly, remember, Jim Harbaugh had to take a pay cut and was on the verge of getting his ass canned, tried to leave because he was going to get fired, stuck around, brought in Connor Stallions, the cheating stuff started, and everything started turning around. So would it have turned around without him? That's a bigger question, but they caught it, they stopped it, and that year they still went undefeated with Harbaugh suspended. So you can say that they cheated, you can say they used to turn the program around, but at the end of the day, they bullied everybody with an old school approach after being caught, and no one could beat them. So I think that's ultimately why you can bitch and moan, but they can still hold up their two fingers and be like, you caught us and you still couldn't beat us.